Hi, everybody, and welcome to Pace Studio on the Road from Bristol Rhythm and Roots Reunion. We're here in the performance space at the Birthplace of Country Music Museum, home of the legendary 1927 Bristol recording sessions with Dave Eggar and Bristol Lightning. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, this has sounded fantastic during sound check. We're very much looking forward to sharing what you guys do with our audience. I know 2 of the 3 upcoming songs are from the EP Bristol Lightning, which just came out, so congratulations on that.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. What do you guys want to do first today?
We're going to do an original composition by our mandolin player, Blake Collins. And it kind of shows the uniqueness of the cello, mandolin, guitar combo. And we called it Letter from Cambodia because it has a bluegrass slant, but it also has sort of a Southeast Asian folk slant as well. And I don't know, it's kind of fun. So here we go. Thanks so much.
That was fantastic, man. There were a couple of false endings where I was tempted to yell "hell yeah" or start clapping, and I'm glad that the song kept going. It's a fantastic song. Thanks for sharing it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, can you tell us more about the EP itself? So, that was one of the ones on Bristol Lightning, which just came
Yeah,
out.
so we have a new EP, Bristol Lightning, that came out, so the band titled. And it's very, very cool. I mean, one of the things we're kind of looking at is, I think, tradition and kind of how tradition crosses culture. And so we have some really fun mashups of like traditional bluegrass with Mozart and Bach and other composers, and also African rhythms. And, you know, one of the things that's amazing about the project emanating from Bristol is that you know, country music came from a sort of an old-time music that was so diverse, because you had Irish fiddling, you had Ethiopian banjo playing, you had Norwegian fiddling. Everybody ended up in the coal mines. And so it created this jambalaya of music. And so in some ways we're looking at like, what can that jambalaya be today in 2024, you know, with wider styles and a new world. And it's very fun for us and a little scary sometimes when we're writing and we don't know what to do next. When you're like, oh no, how about a tango? I played some tango too, right, in the last one that we don't usually do, because I wanted to tip my hat.
Nice. Well, it's a ton of fun for us too, because we got to talk offline a little bit about what we used to record in New York only, and now we're here in Bristol doing this, which is the same deal as the 1927 Bristol sessions, where there were New York guys who were recording New York artists who were kind of trying to sound like country music that wasn't the real deal up there, so they relocated the entire thing down here to actually get it at its source, which isn't all that dissimilar from what we're doing 98, 97 years later.
Exactly, and I think you know, the Bristol sessions was such an incredible tribute to local music, and the idea that your story matters, like the individual story of like mothers whose sons were in the coal mines, or a farmer like, I've got a pig home and a pen cord to feed, like that this idea that an average person's story could be beautiful and worthy and meaningful is a very powerful thing that comes out of the original Bristol sessions. And as somebody who, you know, I'm a classical cellist, I went to Juilliard for way too many years, and to find a grounding in sort of how storytelling can interface with technique, so that you have very real, very grounded stories, you know, as well as a very high level of technical refinement and specialization. I think that's something that we're exploring, and we're really having fun with it. Also, Blake plays really fast, so that keeps us on our toes. So,
Doc Watson used to say folk music is the people's music, like honest music.
Yeah. We're looking forward to more honest music and more storytelling and more mashups with music that people know, and how you guys have digested it and put it back out into the world. We'd love to know what's coming up next.
So the next song we're going to do is called Appalachian Wolfgang, and it was something that sort of organically happened. It was originally your idea, I think, and then we started messing around with it. It's a fusion of Mozart's Rondo a la Turk, which is interesting because Mozart went through this phase with like Abduction from the Seraglio and Rondo a la Turk, where he became very obsessed with Middle Eastern music, and it sort of came to Vienna through the Czech Republic area. So we kind of put our own spin, and I'd like to introduce singer, rapper, spoken word artist Liasha Julius, who will be joining us for the next two songs. Hi, Liasha.
Hi. What's up, guys? I took the train to Bristol, music on my mind. Hurting so is weary, I'm wondering all the time. I saw the lightning running through the Tennessee sky. It's clear here in Virginia, let's stroll across that land of Mother Maybell, moon that shines a drink. Big bang of country music, it's more than what you think. Come see the lightning blazing through that Tennessee sky. Virginia is for lovers, let's stroll across that Come on down, breathe the sound, dance until you're crazy. Light the fire within your soul. You know you got to see your baby. Leaving on a jet plane, gotta fly, gotta hop on the next train. Can I ride southbound to the mountainside? Gotta drive, I'm headed for the south side. South side, I'm running, back roads running, I'm running, ground burning. I feel the heat on my feet, I'm burning. South side calling to me, I'm yearning. Missing my home in the trees and my peeps with a beer in the back of the Jeep. And my man on the porch with a cigar and a drink. Music will get the folks out of their seat. Get so lit, I lose count of the sheep. Lordy, have mercy, Lordy, Lordy. Get baptized, Lord, return me to the water. Going south side so my roots get stronger. Ain't got a dime, anybody got a quarter?
No, that's yeah, we are. So, woo.
That is a ton of fun. This is a lot of fun to edit this as it's happening and to listen to it in the room. And I cannot wait to share this with everybody, man. This is so good. So good. So we got a chance to talk a little bit about Bristol, and I want to talk more about Bristol and the recording sessions that you've been doing here and some of the artists you've been able to collaborate with and do it in this small town as opposed to going to Nashville or to going to LA or New York or whatever. Tell us more about what you've been doing here.
Thank you so much, man. So I personally have been involved in the bluegrass scene for a long time. I recorded with Dr. Ralph Stanley first in 2009. Dr. Ralph Stanley became very famous for his involvement in the film Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And then through my work with Dr. Ralph Stanley, I ended up opening for him and also doing tons of collaborations and festivals throughout the bluegrass scene. And I met Blake Collins through that scene and really was very excited about how to take, a large instrument like the cello and try to figure out how to play bluegrass, which is very, very hard on the cello because if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of space here. So when you're learning those tunes that all sit within the hand on the fiddle, they actually jump all over the place. So I was very intrigued and a little bit alpha dog threatened, like I can do this kind of thing. So, so for a long time, that was my involvement in the bluegrass scene. In 2020, when the world shut down, I was on a tour and I was stranded, and Phil and I were roommates in New York. And I started remote recording in a church in Pittsburgh, playing strings. One of the things I do is I layer strings to sound like an orchestra. There's this track. So that's a track that I'm on that has many, many layers of me. And after that, I started doing that for a lot of people. And so we started doing that, and Blake had a garage apartment, and our friend had a studio, and we were trying to get rid of our New York apartment, so we hopped in a car and came to Bristol with no idea what we were doing. And we didn't expect it to be as huge as it was. Our own record that we made, Ourselves Behind Ourselves Concealed, which is a duo record of myself and Tasha Warren that Phil produced with Mike Stevenson here at Classic, was nominated for 2 Grammys 2 years ago.
Congratulations.
Which I thought was a really big victory for local art, because it's a record that looks at, it's a cello clarinet record that kind of looks at storytelling, local storytelling, all that kind of thing. But it's been great. I mean, we just finished doing Louis Capaldi's record, so we do all the orchestration for that and collaborations with artists like BB Rexa. We did John Legend Stardust here at Audio Oasis on State Street, working with Ed Sheeran. It's very, very exciting. But one of the reasons I want to share it with you is not to brag, but to empower, in the sense that wherever you are as a musician now, you can do so many things. It works so quickly, in between today with you guys and the show I have to rush to the studio and work with an artist in England. So it's really bringing a music community together in fresh ways. I don't know if Phil has some more thoughts on that.
No, Dave said it very well. Dave said it very well. I think we both had no idea. We were talking outside before I got here. We came down in July of 2020, and I told the person whose couch I was sleeping on I'd be here for 2 weeks. And here we are, 2024. We've got this band, Bristol Lightning. We've got a studio, many studios that we've worked out of. And, shout out to Lee DeWise, who came to Bristol. He's an American Idol winner, friend of Dave's. Dave brought him to Bristol, and we all got to play on his record and meet him. He was here in Bristol for 2 months or so, recording his record like old school style. Yeah. And he just released that yesterday. So we're looking to do a lot more things like that.
We're recording with him on Tuesday. We're meeting him in Nashville and recording on the back porch with Lee DeWise. Yeah.
That's cool. We are playing with him in Nashville on Wednesday.
There you go.
Maybe
Americana Fest. We'll see you there.
Hey, there you go.
See you there, man.
Yeah, we are discovering a similar lesson to the one that you guys are eloquently stating, that we were in New York for a long time, right up until COVID, and probably would have stayed there had COVID not shut down the studio, and now we don't have a home studio, so we lug all this stuff across the country and internationally to set up these pop-up studios, and we are very able to produce things in small towns that we wouldn't otherwise have necessarily been in were it not for the shutdown of that studio. So it's a very cool situation that we're in, and it's thank you guys for leading the way and proving that you can do what you want in whatever location, because we're all so connected now.
It's really it's more important what you're doing than you realize, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up studying classical European music, so I'm a historian, I'm an anthropologist, and I spend a ton of time studying like the lives of Chopin and Schubert and Brahms and all the details. But you guys are actually the like in the trenches scientists who are figuring out what music is right now.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. I'm glad we recorded you saying that. We're going to put a full quote on the website. Oh, that's great. Yeah, we listened to.
No, it's like off record or whatever. On, don't care.
No, very much on record.
Very much on record. I just want to say, like, I really, really mean that, because there are so many unbelievable artists that don't get seen. But if we really want to see, like if you think about like Paris in the time of Stravinsky, somebody like me goes back and studies all the other people that Stravinsky was friends with and checks them out, poets, and the writer Colette and stuff, and Picasso, and everybody was in Paris. It's like, you guys are documenting a deeper scene than just numbers on Spotify. And so that reveals the actual artistic climate of what's really going on, not some strange climb for numbers. And what is that anyway? And so it's actually, thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, and the spirit of what you guys are doing is very much in the spirit of the Bristol sessions. You kind of literally you walked into this town, you set up a mic, you told some people to come around it and see what they do.
Yeah,
That's
and it's,
encouraging.
we're finding out more and more about where we're compelled to do this. So I didn't know the history of Ralph Peer. I knew some about Alan Lomax, but the more we do it, the more I find out about, okay, we're not the only ones that are compelled to do this exact thing. It's been happening for, 100 years plus. And so thank you for saying all those things. We sincerely appreciate it. And this is a ton of fun. I would rather be no other place than right here with you guys doing this session. And there's still one more song coming up
Do
here.
you want to talk about the Valet song a little bit? Tell us a little bit about it.
So this song, Valet, actually, Phil wrote the music for it. And Phil and I got together one night, and he was just like, write something. He was like, but you got to get deep with it. I was like, all right. So, I got deep with it. And this is what we created.
And we're calling it Valet because I wrote it while I was working in Coney Island in a valet booth.
Nice.
All right, one sec, guys. My contact lens fell out. Give me one sec.
Tell me who you are, who you really are. Tell me if it's God, is it really God? Stand on the edge of the earth. Does it work if I let myself fall into the dirt? Let the rain soak into my shirt as nature plant her seed under my skirt. Never put myself first, and that shit hurt. It's much worse, depriving the soul of what it thirsts. Letting the devil in, cause he a flirt. Lying to myself's my favorite quirk. Tell me who you are, who you really are. Tell me if it's God, is it really God? Yeah. Tell me who you are, who you really are. Tell me if it's God, is it really God? What's my place? What's my favorite face? Such a disgrace, changing up the pace. Does it work if I really pray? I'll get my answers some other day. Sometimes I talk and rarely listen, really missing out on my life's mission. I'm stuck, but I blame it on the system. I got no action, just wishing. if it's God, is it really God? Is it really?
All right, thank you. It's good, Dave. It's good to see you again. We
I know.
found out we recorded together in New York.
March.
Just before
I just
COVID.
found out from the text chain. It was March 6th, 2020.
Wow, dude, right then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shut the studio on the 15th, I think.
March
so.
6th. Yeah.
One of the last dozen artists to ever play that room. So it's good to see you again. It's good to meet everybody. This has been a total pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, see you next time.
Thank you.